Alright guys, today we're going to make some pumpkin snickerdoodles. Pumpkin spice snickerdoodles. I don't know, I'll figure out the name. But let's get started. These are really good. So let's go ahead and get started on our pumpkin snickerdoodles. What we're going to do is we've got a cup of softened butter, or 2 sticks of butter is what you're going to what that equates to. To that we're going to add some packed brown sugar. The recipe calls for dark brown sugar. All I had in my pantry was light brown, so that's what we're going to get. Then you're also going to put in some granulated sugar. Alright, now I'm going to get my mixer and I'm going to mix these all together and we'll be right back. Okay, so we've got that really well combined. You want to mix it for a couple minutes because it takes a couple minutes for everything to combine, and especially with brown sugar it can take a while to unclump since you've packed it into your measuring cup. But once that's all together, you're going to take a cup of pumpkin puree, which surprisingly was hard to find at my grocery store. They haven't really put a whole lot of it out yet, even though we're, you know, into the fall season. Alright, so we've got that. Let me push that off onto the mixer. Then what we're going to do is also add 1 egg. And to that, we're also going to add some vanilla. We're going to do 2 teaspoons of vanilla in here. And I really recommend buying the pure vanilla instead of the imitation. Just get a lot more flavor. It's a little pricey. Ooh, a little pricier. Camera malfunction. It's a little pricier, but it is definitely worth it. So we've got all of our wet ingredients together. I'm going to get this mixed up and we'll be back to add the dry ingredients. Okay, still having some camera malfunctions. Okay, so we've got our dry ingredients. We've got 3 1/4 cup of flour, and in here I've got some salt, baking powder, cinnamon, and nutmeg. So I want to add all of those in here, and then I just want to whisk them together so that my dry ingredients are really well incorporated before I add them into the wet ingredients. So we've got this all together. Whew, smells good. Alright, so that's pretty well together. Now what I'm going to do is, little by little, I'm going to add the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients. So I'm going to pour a little bit in here in just a second, but I'm going to mix it and add a little bit at a time while my mixer is running until it's all incorporated. So we'll be back. Alright guys, so here is our end result. It's a really pretty dough, and it smells really good. Definitely can smell the pumpkin and the spices coming through. What you're going to do is you're going to want to cover this and put it in the refrigerator for at least an hour, or overnight if you want to do that, but you want to keep it covered because you want it to firm up quite a bit so that we can make the dough balls and then roll them in the sugar. So let me get this into the refrigerator, and we'll be back when we're ready to roll them in the pumpkin spice sugar mixture. Alright, so let's go ahead and make the sugar mixture that we're going to roll our cookies in. This is just a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. Then you're going to take a teaspoon of cinnamon. Then you're going to take a 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger. Then you're just going to take and you just want to get a dash of allspice. So there we go. So let me get this mixed up, and then we'll get the cookie dough out to start rolling it all together. Alright, so here is our cookie dough. I've got a cookie scoop which helps me measure out pretty evenly I'm gonna roll this over here. The cookie dough, but you just roll it into a little ball, stick it into your sugar mixture, roll it around, get it really well coated, and then just stick it here on your baking tray and kind of give it a little bit of a pat, and if you want, sprinkle a little bit more sugar on there. So let me get these all done and we'll be back and we'll be sticking. So this is my second batch. I already have one in the oven going, but you're going to put these in the oven 350 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes. Just keep an eyeball on them and we'll see how they look when they come out. Alright, so here's our finished results. These are the cookies. They are super fluffy. They're really light. I went ahead and tried one. This is what they look like inside. So you see how really they're very moist. They're very soft. When I tasted it, I was kind of surprised. It's not as sweet as a sugar cookie, but then as you chew on it a little bit more, you're like, oh, this is pretty good. It has a really good, just a fall taste to it. You can definitely taste the spices come through in the pumpkin. So, but this is a really good cookie. I'm going to be, whoops, I'm going to be sending these out to my friend that I just made another meal for, the Hillbilly Casserole. I'll put the link in the description box below for you so you can check that out. But I hope you guys give these a try. If you do, let me know. Don't forget to comment, like, or subscribe. But these are your pumpkin spice snickerdoodles. So, thanks.